Elon Musk's mother, Maye Musk, has come out in support of Usha Vance, who is the Second Lady of the United States, who has been facing racist attack because of her Indian roots.
Maye Musk just shocked everyone with her bold words about Usha Vance, the new Second Lady of the United States. She praised Usha's intelligence and resilience, calling her a woman of great strength when she faced racism and criticism on her journey to success. But what led Maye to speak out? For decades, Maye has been a symbol of beauty and power, proving that age is just a number. Before we reveal Maye's powerful statement, let's explore what shaped these two remarkable women. Two women, two different worlds. Musk is glamorous, fearless, and an unstoppable force in fashion, business, and beyond. For decades, she has defied expectations, proving that beauty, intelligence, and influence don't fade with time. But Maye is more than just a model or the mother of one of the most powerful men in tech. She's a woman who understands power. She knows how it works, how it moves behind closed doors, and how to see through the illusions that fool the rest of the world. Usha Vance is sharp, resilient, and now the Second Lady of the United States. She isn't your typical political spouse, standing quietly in the background. Usha made a name for herself long before stepping into the national spotlight. A brilliant legal mind, a woman of substance, and a strategic force in modern politics, her journey was far from easy. She faced racism, criticism, and doubts from those who didn't believe a woman like her could rise to power. But she did, and she did it on her own terms. One from the glamorous heights of international fashion, the other from the intense, cutthroat world of American politics. And yet, fate had other plans. It happened at an exclusive gathering, a room filled with the most powerful figures in America. The kind of place where real decisions are made, far from the cameras and the crowds. Maye Musk and Usha Vance finally stood face to face. The moment was brief, but its impact was seismic. Maye, always known for her ability to read people, saw something in Usha that others had overlooked. It wasn't just her intelligence or political influence. It was something deeper, something that set Usha apart in a way that few had realized. And when Maye Musk speaks, the world listens. Then she said something that no one expected. Maye Musk called Usha Vance one of the most powerful women of our time, not because of her title, not because of her husband's political position, but because of what she had overcome and what she represented. In a world where power is often hidden behind privilege and legacy, Usha has built her own path. She had stepped into a space dominated by tradition and reshaped it with quiet determination. But why did Maye Musk, a woman who has spent her life in the elite circles of fashion, business, and tech, feel so strongly about Usha? What did she see that others missed? It wasn't just about politics. It was about influence, perception, and the way power moves in unexpected ways. Maye Musk, throughout her life, has watched power shift hands. She has seen industries rise and fall, reputations made and destroyed, and people underestimated only to emerge stronger than ever. She knew what it meant to be doubted, to be told you don't belong, to fight for a place in a world that wasn't built for you. And she saw that same resilience in Usha. Usha Vance's journey wasn't one of privilege or entitlement. It was built on intelligence, discipline, and an unshakable belief in herself. While others questioned her place in the political world, she proved that she wasn't just the wife of a politician, she was a force of her own. But with influence comes scrutiny, and as Usha rose, so did the backlash. Many questioned her identity, her choices, and her ability to navigate the brutal landscape of American politics. Some even dismissed her as an outsider, someone who didn't belong in the halls of power. And that's exactly why Maye Musk spoke out, because she understood that power isn't just about titles or wealth. It's about resilience. It's about standing tall when the world tries to push you down. Maye's words also shocked social and political circles. Some were surprised by her strong stance. Others saw it as a moment of recognition, a moment where one powerful woman acknowledged another, not because of status, but because of strength. About the people who are rewriting the rules and redefining what leadership looks like. The world is shifting. The old ways of influence and authority are being challenged. And in that moment, when Maye Musk and Usha Vance stood face to face, it became clear. Because sometimes the most powerful moments don't happen in front of cameras. They happen in quiet conversations, in unexpected alliances, in moments where the truth is finally seen for what it is. A hidden depth few have seen. In the polished image of America's new second lady lies a story few have truly seen. Usha Vance is not just the wife of a rising political figure. She is a strategist, a force in her own right, and a woman whose influence stretches far beyond what the media portrays. While the public sees carefully curated appearances and diplomatic speeches, those who work closely with Usha speak of something far more remarkable. She possesses a sharp intellect that rivals Washington's most brilliant minds. Yet it is her ability to connect with people on a deeply personal level that sets her apart. In the halls of power, where authenticity is rare, Usha is quietly reshaping the rules of the game. And that is exactly what caught the attention of Maye Musk. To the world, Maye is a symbol of elegance and resilience, a woman who defied expectations in fashion, business, and beyond. She has spent a lifetime navigating elite circles, watching power shift hands, and recognizing who truly holds it. When Maye met Usha, she saw something few others had, a woman who wasn't just playing the game, she was changing it. The moment they crossed paths wasn't meant to be significant. It was one of those exclusive gatherings, a room filled with powerful individuals whose conversations shape the future in ways most will never realize. But in that setting, away from scripted speeches and media narratives, Maye saw Usha for who she really was. She listened, observed, and took in every detail because if there's one thing Maye Musk knows, it's how to recognize real power. Usha wasn't just intelligent, she was intentional. Every word, every carefully measured pause, every subtle shift in conversation had a purpose. Unlike the political figures who rely on grand statements and empty promises, Usha understood the importance of precision. She didn't need the spotlight to command attention. She didn't seek validation in public praise. She moved in a way that only those who truly understand influence can. Be calm, composed, and always a step ahead. What struck Maye wasn't just Usha's intellect, but her ability to navigate the brutal world of politics while remaining grounded. Here was a woman who had faced racism, doubt, and constant scrutiny. Yet she carried herself with an ease that suggested she had already won the battles others were still trying to fight. In private moments, away from the public eye, Usha spoke not about the weight of expectation, but about purpose. She didn't just want to exist within the system, she wanted to reshape it from the inside. Maye had seen many people rise to prominence, only to crumble under the pressures of power. But Usha was different. She wasn't just surviving in the political world, she was mastering it. And that, more than anything, was why Maye Musk saw something extraordinary in her. While the media focused on the surface, her role as a political spouse, her appearances, and the endless comparisons, Maye saw what others missed. Usha wasn't defined by her position, she was redefining it. Those who dismissed her as just another politician's wife failed to realize what was happening behind the scenes. She was building something far more powerful than a public image. She was cultivating a network, a foundation that would outlast any single election cycle. Influence, real influence, isn't about who holds the title. It's about who controls the conversations that shape the future. Maye, who had spent decades watching the elite maneuver behind closed doors, understood the significance of what she was witnessing. Usha wasn't just adapting to power structures, she was rewriting the rules entirely, and she was doing it in a way that no one had expected. The more Maye saw, the clearer it became. This wasn't just a story about a woman stepping into a new role. It was a story about transformation, about resilience, about the quiet ways in which true power shifts. Casual encounter. The most remarkable aspect of Usha Vance's rising influence wasn't just in what she did, but in how she did it. Through countless private meetings, strategic partnerships, and carefully cultivated relationships, she was building a network of influence that stretched far beyond traditional political boundaries. What truly set her apart, however, was her ability to maintain authenticity while navigating these complex waters. She wasn't just playing the game, she was rewriting the rules entirely. As one insider put it, she doesn't just play the game, she's rewriting the rules entirely. And this quiet revolution was building to a moment that would soon be impossible to ignore. The inauguration wasn't just another ceremony in Washington's endless parade of political pageantry. It was the stage for a revelation that would reshape America's understanding of power. As the January winds whipped around the Capitol building, the nation's elite gathered in an atmosphere electric with anticipation, unaware that the true transformation was unfolding right before their eyes. Behind the public ceremonies, a deeper, more intriguing drama was unfolding in the private spaces of power. Maye Musk moved through the maze of guarded hallways and exclusive rooms with the confidence of someone who knew her way around elite circles. Yet even she wasn't prepared for what she would witness. As the day went on, she couldn't help but notice Usha Vance. The second lady didn't rely on grand gestures to command attention. Her quiet confidence and subtle actions spoke volumes about her true influence. The real story wasn't on the main stage. It was happening in these hidden moments away from the cameras. It was in these unscripted interactions that the true nature of power revealed itself. Not in the speeches or the handshakes, but in the quiet exchanges that few ever saw. The meeting between Maye and Usha wasn't planned, or at least that's what everyone thought. In a quiet corner of the VIP area, away from the flashing cameras and political chatter, the two women found themselves in a conversation that would later be called transformative by those who saw it. Their connection was instant and electric, breaking through the usual small talk that dominates such events. What started as a casual chat quickly turned into something much deeper, as formalities faded and a shared understanding emerged. It was as if at that moment, the noise of the world faded away and the two women found themselves speaking a language that went beyond politics or power, a language of vision and possibility. While the exact details of their conversation remain a mystery, those close to both women have shared glimpses of what was said. Usha, with her usual grace, shared her vision for America, a vision so compelling that even Maye, a woman of the world, was visibly moved. It wasn't just her words, one insider later said. It was the way she said them, with a conviction that made you believe in possibilities you'd never imagined. Their talk wasn't just about politics or power. It was about redefining what leadership could mean in today's America. It was about the kind of leadership that doesn't shout but listens, that doesn't dominate but inspires, and that doesn't cling to the past but looks boldly toward the future. The impact of their meeting was immediate. Those who saw the interaction noticed a change in both women, a shared energy that seemed to spread to everyone around them. Maye, known for her calm and thoughtful demeanor, was unusually animated as she spoke to her inner circle about what she had discovered. Usha, meanwhile, carried herself with even greater confidence, as if a powerful alliance had been formed. Whispers began to spread. Something important had happened. Something that would shape the future of American politics. It wasn't just the content of their conversation that left an impression. It was the way their connections seemed to radiate outward, touching everyone in their orbit. As the day ended and the celebrations wound down, one thing was clear to those paying attention. This wasn't just another political event. It was a turning point in American history. The connection between Maye Musk and Usha Vance was more than just a meeting of two influential women. It was a bridge between different worlds of power, a merging of ideas that promised to change the landscape in ways no one had expected. And this was only the beginning. The ripples of that day would continue to spread, reshaping not just the political world, but the way people thought about leadership itself. Perhaps the most shocking revelation was the extent of Usha's influence. While the public saw her as J.D. Vance's elegant partner, Maye discovered a woman whose network and understanding rivaled those of any global leader. She doesn't just understand power, Maye later said. She's reshaping how it works in the modern world. This wasn't just about politics. It was about changing the rules of engagement at the highest levels of society. It was about recognizing that true influence doesn't come from titles or positions, but from the ability to connect, inspire, and see the bigger picture. The potential Maye saw in Usha went far beyond the role of second lady. Through their ongoing interactions, it became clear that Usha was positioned to revolutionize not just American politics, but global diplomacy as well. Insiders began to share stories of meetings where Usha's insights had shifted policy directions and resolved diplomatic standoffs. What made these revelations so remarkable was how quietly they had been kept from public view. It was as if Usha had been working behind the scenes, not for recognition or praise, but because she believed in the possibility of a better world. As these revelations continue to reshape our understanding of power in modern America, the implications for the future become even more staggering. The story that's about to unfold isn't just about two remarkable women, it's about a fundamental transformation in how influence operates at the highest levels of global society. The implications of Maye Musk's revelations about Usha Vance stretch far beyond the marbled halls of Washington or the exclusive circles of power. What emerged from their historic encounter isn't just reshaping American politics, it's fundamentally transforming how influence operates in the modern world. As sources close to both women begin sharing previously undisclosed details, a picture emerges of a seismic shift in the making. This isn't just about one person or one role, confided a senior advisor who witnessed their interaction firsthand. What we're seeing is the birth of a new kind of power dynamic, one that could redefine leadership for generations to come. The ripples of this transformation are already being felt in unexpected places, from international boardrooms to grassroots movements. The changing dynamics revealed through Maye's observations suggest something far more revolutionary than anyone initially realized. In private gatherings where real decisions are made, Usha's influence has begun manifesting in ways that challenge traditional power structures. Those privy to these inner circles speak of a subtle but unmistakable shift in how authority flows and decisions are made. What's fascinating, reveals a longtime Washington insider, is how she's managed to create a new framework for influence without disrupting existing structures. The brilliance lies not just in the change itself, but in how seamlessly it's being implemented. Even those who initially resisted this evolution find themselves drawn into its orbit, recognizing that something unprecedented is taking shape. As the dust settles on these revelations, new possibilities are emerging that even the most seasoned political observers hadn't anticipated. The synergy between Maye's global business acumen and Usha's political mastery has opened doors previously thought locked. Confidential reports suggest that initiatives are already underway that could reshape everything from international trade relations to domestic policy implementation. What we're witnessing, explains a source close to both women, is the emergence of a new paradigm in global leadership. The potential impact of this collaboration extends far beyond traditional political boundaries, suggesting a future where influence operates on entirely new frequencies. Behind closed doors, insiders are painting a picture of transformation that few could have predicted. In exclusive gatherings where tomorrow's headlines are shaped, the whispers about Usha's impact have grown into confident declarations. Senior officials, speaking on condition of anonymity, describe meetings where her insights have completely reversed established positions. It's not just what she says, one veteran political strategist reveals, it's how she fundamentally alters the conversation itself. The combination of her strategic brilliance with Maye's global perspective has created a force that's reshaping the very foundation of American influence. The extraordinary impact of what Maye Musk discovered about Usha Vance isn't just transforming American politics, it's rewriting the rules of global influence itself. Top diplomatic sources, speaking in hushed tones at exclusive gatherings, paint a picture of a future that few could have imagined even months ago. What we're witnessing, confides one senior State Department official, is nothing short of a revolution in how power operates at the highest levels. The synergy between Usha's strategic brilliance and her unique position as Second Lady has created a framework for influence that transcends traditional political boundaries. Those closest to the inner circles of power speak of initiatives already in motion that could reshape America's role on the global stage for decades to come. The implications for America's future become more staggering with each passing day. As global challenges grow increasingly complex, the unique combination of skills and influence that Maye identified in Usha becomes not just valuable, but vital for the nation's future. Private conversations among Washington's most influential figures reveal a growing recognition that they're witnessing the emergence of a new kind of leadership. It's not just about what she can do, reveals a prominent think tank director who has worked closely with the Second Lady. It's about how she's fundamentally changing what's possible in modern politics. In exclusive gatherings where tomorrow's headlines are shaped, Insiders speak of a transformation so profound that it could redefine America's global positioning for generations. As this extraordinary story continues to unfold, one thing becomes crystal clear. America needs to pay very close attention to what happens next. The revelations from Maye Musk about Usha Vance aren't just another chapter in Washington's endless political drama. They're a glimpse into a future where power operates in ways we're only beginning to understand. Those with access to both women speak of a vision for America that transcends partisan divisions and redefines what leadership means in the modern world. What we're seeing, whispers one longtime observer of Washington power dynamics, isn't just the rise of a new political force. It's the dawn of an entirely new era in American influence. Usha Vance is proving that true power isn't just about position. It's about influence, strategy, and authenticity. Behind the public persona lies a woman who is quietly reshaping the rules of the political game. From strategic partnerships to private meetings, Usha has been building a network that goes far beyond traditional boundaries, creating a new path for herself and those who follow. The inauguration was only the beginning, offering a glimpse into a future where her impact will continue to grow. As she rewrites the rules of power, we can only watch as this extraordinary story unfolds. Stay tuned to see how Usha Vance will change the face of American politics. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more updates on this groundbreaking journey.